Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Phantasy Star 2. In the last episode, we found and took on the Biosystems Lab. The initial goal of the game. We were given an order and a mission by the governor of the planet to go there, find out what's going on, collect a recorder, and bring it back here. From said recorder, we found some information about the state of the climate of the planet, and it's not looking great. The heat's rising, the water levels are diminishing, and the energy consumption has gone sky high. So we need to get to the Climatrol tower that regulates the climate of the planet and figure out what's going on from there. Now the guide I'm following condenses that entire journey to Climatrol and indeed completing it into a single part, but reading through it, it looks like it's a pretty massive chunk of the game to condense into a single episode. There's a lot of dungeons, the same number of dungeons as we've done up until this point in its entirety. Pretty much every single character, party member for the rest of the game is found in the journey, and it's generally quite difficult. There's a lot of grinding, so we're actually going to split it up into 3. We're going to do a dungeon an episode. But before we do any of that, we need to go back to our house because the Biosystems Lab is the only dungeon in the game that causes us to unlock a new party member when we return home. A knock at the door, and this is Hugh Thompson. How do you do, Rolf? I'm Hugh Thompson, a biologist. I came when I heard about your quest. I value all life, including biomonsters. I am willing to fight to defend weaker life forms, though. Perhaps my knowledge will be of help to you. I will feel like we are good friends if you give me a nickname. I'm not doing that. I don't know why you keep going on. All of you guys keep going on about giving you nicknames. And if it's you well, I'm glad to have you in our group. Check the roster at the point where Hugh came in. Now, Hugh is apparently a bit of an overlooked character in the game, but his main thing is he's quite good against biomonsters. It sounds like he's all about status effects, that sort of thing. Been intrigued by nature since childhood, now the leading expert on plants and animals. Yeah, it seems that he's mostly to do with status effects, weakening the biomonsters, doing a lot of special damage to them. So quite good, but the problem is now that we've got him, we're actually got too many characters in our party to fit. We can only have 4 in our party at a time. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of Rudo, as he's our highest level character, and we're going to keep Amy and Hugh to let them level up a little bit. Because of course Hugh starts at level 1, Amy's only level 7, and we want to try and keep them, get them on about the same level as everyone else. So we'll quickly go and reorder everyone. In state, not tech. We want Rolf first, then Nay, then Amy, and then Hugh. Amy's squissier generally, but Hugh is so low level that he needs to be here first. Now we do need to go on a bit of a shopping spree, and we do need to level Hugh up, so we're not going to go and teleport it to the town of Arima, which is from where we need to go to continue on our quest. But before we do anything, we do want to go and sell some things. So Amy has 2 scalpels that she can get rid of. So get rid of both of them and make a little bit of money. That's the big thing at the moment. We just need a lot of money because in a moment we're going to need tons of it. Now Rolf, does he have anything? He's got some dimates, but we can keep those. Nay is much the same. Unfortunately, Rudo's got our inventory full of stuff, but most of it's healing items and that sort of thing, so we don't need to worry about them too much. It's a little bit annoying that every character has its own inventory. The game doesn't do anything interesting with it, it just makes it a bit annoying. But anyway, now that Hugh has joined our party, just quickly check the state we're all in. We're all good. We can go and roll on over to Arima, and we can see what Hugh does as we head over. So we leave the town, the city of Paseo, and we head back the way we came last time. Back to the Biosystems Lab. We're going to need to do a little bit of grinding, but the main thing is once we're in Arima, we need to go and buy a bunch of items for Hugh to make him a bit more powerful. Now, luckily, we are in a position where Rolf and Nay should be good to just kind of breeze through and take everything out, while Amy and Hugh stand back and just take in the XP for a little bit. Because again, they're very squishy at the moment, very little health. And not much TP either. Surprisingly, Hugh has more TP than Amy did when she started, despite her being a healer. We'll see what goes on in a moment. Through the tunnel where we met Daroom a few episodes back. Nasty guy. Strange way to go out, but there we are. You'll have to watch episode 2 to figure out what happened there. Then the next town is along this way, across the bridge here, down here. Then there should be a bridge, yep, by there. Should be getting some better enemies now, waspies. That's good. We should be able to take them all out in one hit, and it will give us plenty of XP for Hugh. Hugh at the very least, because he's quite weak. I mean, I think that's an entire level. Oh. Thought that might be a level up right there and then for him, but maybe not. Right. Not quite. I was about to say town of Arima, but clearly not. Sorry, Oputa. Arima's the second town in the game, the damaged, destroyed one we saw in the first couple of episodes. This one's Oputa. It's a bit hard to remember because they don't really give you any sort of feedback on where the locations are. Right, now we're here, we need to go and buy some things for Hugh. It'll be a good way to see whether we got everything or whether we need to do a bit more grinding still. So he needs, armor-wise, we need to get him a fiber gear and a fiber coat. So that goes to Hugh. And a fiber coat, is it? Yeah. And then we're going to head over to the weapon store, which is over in the corner here, a little bit isolated from the rest of the town. And we're going to buy him 2 ceramic knives. We could give him scalpels like we did with Amy, but Hugh is slightly more attack focused than Amy was. So we're going to get him these. We have plenty of money. We can just buy both of them straight away. We'll go and sell some stuff as well, just to make a bit more money as well. We'll sell off all the equipment he isn't using, though seeing as it's all starter stuff, I doubt it will do much for us. But this will up his defense quite a bit straight away, and especially his attack should go up quite significantly. Yes, very high attack. There, boom. Big improvement straight away, and that's very good for us because it means, if nothing else, he can at least attack while he's leveling up. We'll sell off all of the stuff he's not using anymore. The scalpel and the carbon suit. And then from there, we're going to head over to the biosystems lab. And we're going to go level him up a bit. I'm going to say we want to get Anna to about level 10. And we want to get Hugh, well, whatever level he ends up being at that point. And then we're going to go move on to the next town. So I'll save up, and then we'll go head over to the biosystems lab and do a little bit of grinding. How close is he? 8 points. Well, not much to do there. Yep, we'll go and save. Gonna venture some more. I see many times. Right, I'm going to go head over to the biosystems lab. I'm going to do a little bit of grinding, like I said. We'll see where we end up at that point. But yeah, hopefully it shouldn't take too long. We'll see where everyone is at that point. Well, there we are. We got Hugh up to level 26 at the moment. Pretty strong. He's not a great attacker as it turns out, but his techniques are very, very powerful. Apart from the few that don't work, because this is an older JRPG, there has to be at least a few stats and a few abilities, so they're completely and totally useless. I did say that Amy would go up to level 10, but level 9 should be fine for now. After a while, you just kind of get bored of grinding, and she needs something like 900 more experience points to level up. I'm not doing that right now. I'm just going to move on. We are going to go to the hospital first, quickly, to heal up. As you can see, we have plenty of money, and we are going to be going on a big shopping spree in a moment. So that's nowhere near the amount of money we need. We need loads more than that. But the hope is that the next area will get us some more dangerous enemies, which will give us a bit more money to work with. So let's see. Oh, little glitch there. Oh, of course there's a bunch of poisoners, and of course they actually do manage to paralyze one of our 2 actual attackers. But anyway, it's luckily a pretty easy path to the next town. We're just going to continue the way we were going, past the biosystems lab, and if you might have seen it in the last episode, I don't think you would have. I don't think I ever put it in frame, but there is a tunnel just below it, just beyond it, that should get us to the next area of the game. Of course, we've got to deal with all the basic enemies thus far, so fire ants and bees. All of a sudden, a lot of the really early enemies are spawning, instead of like your kind of slightly more powerful ones, but maybe that's just my bad luck when grinding. But anyway, Biosystems Lab, we will walk right past it. We're done there now. We'll go through this tunnel, originally blocked off, now we can go through it. Let's see, I think... Oh, don't tell me that Rudo has the... Yeah, okay, this is a case where the multiple inventories really annoying. We've got to go all of the way back to Paseo, so they can go and stick Rudo in my party, only and exclusively so I can go and stick an item from his inventory into Rolf's. Great, fantastic. Right, Ryuka's over here to the teleport station, over on the other side of the town, somewhere. There it is. Right. Then we teleport to Paseo, 60 Paseo. Who cares? We get plenty more money than that at this point. We walk all of the way back to our house. We go and get Rudo. We stick him in our party. We take one item out of his inventory and he goes right back in the house. Ridiculous. This is the problem with having a tank in your party. You gotta put him in the first slot, but that means that he gets all of the items. No, we need to stick Rudo in our party. Reorganize. Alright, Rudo in the party. Yep, Amy in the party. Yep. Then we go into our inventory. Rudo's inventory. There we go. We want the key tube. And we're going to give it to Rudo. And while we're here, we'll also go and stick some of his other items, powerful items, into our inventory. So we want the escape pipe just as a precaution. Stick that on Rolf's thing. That means that if we run out of TP to use Hinas, we'll still be able to get out of a dungeon. And we'll also... do I not give the key tube to Rolf? Right, and then the star mist as well. Oh, crap. The star mist is a very powerful item that lets you go and heal all of your party members to full. It fills up their TP, does everything. It's the magical cure. I don't think you can buy it from any stores in the game. They're very rare. So it's fantastic that we used it to go and heal about 4 HP God, I hate this inventory system. I could probably go and save and go and get it back, but I don't care. Let's just go on without it. We wasted a star mist and that's that. No, right, Rolf, get out, Rudo, get out of my inventory, my party, you've annoyed me now. Amy and Hugh. Right, ridiculous. And now we go walk all the way back to the teleport station. And we go back to Paseo, to Oputa. Ridiculous. What a waste of time. This is why you need just one uniform inventory. This is the wrong building. This is why you need multiple inventories. Sorry, this is why you need a single inventory rather than dozens and dozens of them. Like, we've got, I think there's 7 or 9 characters in the game. So that's 7 or 9 different inventories. And if you happen to have one of them out of your party at the time, you've got to go all of the way back to Paseo, go to your house, put them back in your inventory, into your party, and then walk all of the way back to where you were going. Ridiculous. Massive waste of time. I ended up in way more fights than I needed to get back here. But now we just go into our inventory, we grab the key tube, we use it, we open the door, and now we can move on, having wasted the star mist. And adding another, what, 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes onto our travel time? Unbelievable. Right, I believe the next town is to the southeast, I believe. So it's down this way. Ooh. Group of nasty looking enemies. We're gonna... Okay, well, we're not gonna need to heal. I reckon we can tough this out. I reckon if we just... Let's show off what Hugh can do. Right, so Hugh, if we use the Sagen ability, he can attack all enemies at once. Rolf can do a similar thing with the Gra ability. So we'll both use that, because the Fire Eyes are a pretty nasty group of enemies. Very tanky. Turns out they can attack everyone, do a fair amount of damage. Oh, I meant to change them back to basic attacks. Oh well, after that we're going to need to heal at the hospital anyway, I guess, so... But yeah, that's the kind of caliber we're looking at enemies now. Compared to last time, where they weren't really improving all of that much. Yeah, definitely a step up now. Although we're still stuck fighting poisoners. Poisoners have been here in every single area we've come so far. They're not in every... They haven't been in every dungeon, but in every single section of the overworld so far, there's been poisoners. From the very moment you step out of Paseo, through to Arima, up to Shore, to the Needle Tower, and now here, they've been here the entire time. It's ridiculous. Right, I believe Zima might be up here. I believe it's through this tunnel, and it's on this island, I think. Is this the town of Zima? I'm assuming I'm going to need to talk to some people and ask. People stop using any mobile machines as a teleport service was introduced. Right, so you don't use cars. I mean, it's not exactly car friendly. There we are. This is Zima. This is where we want it to be. Yeah, it's not exactly car friendly infrastructure, is it? Barely any roads. This is Zima, a resort town by the lake. Very nice. Nice rivers. It's a little bit, something a little bit different than what we've seen so far. Just playing the ocean on a jet scooter when we were young. Good for you. What's here? We've got a hospital, we've got a tool shop, we've got a cloning facility. Every location has that. We've got a bunch of people getting in our way and stopping us from being able to walk forward in the town. Right, we've got a save station, that's good. Bit annoying that the towns are like that. What else have we got here? I believe we should have an item store on the edge here. Yep, we've got an item store and an armor store. You can imagine as has been the case thus far, that we're going to come in here and we're going to be watering our eyes at some of the stuff here, like whatever a Titanomet is for 3,700 Misera, a Mirror Seal for 4,800. My god. And the armor, the weapon situation, I believe, is even worse. Let's have a look. Whip, ceramic swords, slashers, laser knives for 4,400 Misera each. And because these are knives, you need to give them, each character, multiple of them to get the best out of them. And what's even worse is the fact that the guide recommends we buy not 1, not 2, not even 4, but 6. 6 of these laser knives for 4,400 Misera apiece. 6 of them, plus armor, plus extra weapons, for everyone, including, now that we've entered a new town, the next character in the game. Let's go leave the town. Let's go, actually no, I think it's where we last saved, so we're going to need to use the teleport station here. But anyway, now we've entered another town, we need to do as we always do in this situation. Walk over to the teleport station. And we need to go back to Paseo, because we've just gone to the house. We need to go back to our house again, because there's a new character there. At our house. Now that we've entered the town of Zima. A pretty good character though. Slightly more universally useful than Hugh is. It is the character Anna. I've long wanted to meet you. I am Anna Zersky. I am known as a guardian. Although most hunters are good, some have gone bad. I track them down. My job is to hunt evil hunters, but I can't hunt anything. I dislike guns, but give me a weapon with a blade, and I am deadly. I can help you. Yes, give me a new name, and I forget the past and concentrate on the present. Why are you so obsessed with changing your names? I don't get why RPGs let you do that. Do people do that? I've never changed my Pokemon. I've never changed my characters' names. They've always just been the default. But anyway, no, we're not changing your name, Anna. You're still Anna Zersky. Name fits you well. Right, like before, we want to go and stick her in our party, and that's why we wanted to make sure that Amy was at a decent level, because of course Anna's going to be level 1, so she's going to need to be leveled up quite a bit. Now, we're going to be buying gear for basically everyone, including Anna. It's going to be a lot of grinding. It's going to take me hours, it might even take me days looking at how expensive it is, unless I can find a good place to make a lot of money. So, I'm going to leave you guys now. I'll see you, again, for you guys a couple of seconds, for me, probably days. It took me a fair while, but we are in a position where we have brought everything that the guide recommended. We've brought laser knives for everyone, 6 laser knives in total, took a long time. We've brought titanium helmets, we've brought boots for everyone. Nay's the one character who hasn't had anything, in all honesty, but Hugh, 2 more laser knives, he's got boots and titanium gear for a headpiece, and Anna now has 2 slashers, titanium gear, and I think she already had boots. I've also gone and brought stuff for Amy and Rudo back at base, and I've grinded with them a little bit as well, so everyone's at a roughly equal level 10 across the board. So it's taken a while, but it should hopefully be worth it. The guide recommends we do a little bit more grinding at this point to go and get some money for some dimates, but honestly, it's taken me so long to get to this point that I frankly can't be arsed. I'm just gonna go for it and see how it goes. Now, the location we're going next is the Junk Yard Roron, and that's where I've been grinding for the last couple of rounds. It's down in this, around this bay. So once we deal with these buzzers and poisoners, which at this point really offer no challenge. I mean, look, 47 damage to a poisoner. I don't get why they're still spawning at this point. They're way behind everything else. I mean, they even have buffed versions running around the dungeons at this point, so, like, I don't get it. Waspies as well, assuming we go first. No, they're nothing. I don't know why these guys are still spawning. But it is a nice source of money. So yeah, Anna and Hugh are both around level 10 and 11. Rolf, I think, is about level 13 at this point. He's actually, assuming based on the amount of XP in this dungeon, he's actually about a level up, so he'll be in front of the guide. Okay, so Roron is a bit sneaky in that a lot of the level takes place in this kind of black void that you can walk through. Kind of doesn't feel like you should be able to, but you can. This teleport here doesn't actually lead forward, it leads to an optional area with some loot in it, so we are going to take it. But if you were trying to progress forward, this actually is completely unnecessary. Now, let's head up here, and we'll see whether we find any enemies, because they're pretty tough. They've definitely leveled up here. Oh, there we are. Now we're in the level proper. We've ended up fighting some pretty weak ones. 2 pulsers and an amoeba. We first met them over in Shore, and at this point, both of them have more powerful versions that are a lot more dangerous in this dungeon. So I'm not going to complain about meeting them. I'd much rather see them than I would their... now that I'm past the point where I'm grinding and need all the XP I can get, I'd much rather see them than their more dangerous versions. But there's the gimmick of Roron. There's tons of chests here, but how many of them actually give you any loot is something other entirely. Most of them are filled with garbage. You're not going to get anything out of them, which is a bit of a shame if you're the sort that gets really excited to see a chest in the dungeon. But, I suppose it makes sense. This is a junkyard after all. Anyway, we head over here and we take one of the 2 teleporters on this side. The guide isn't particularly... doesn't really clarify. I'll know what we're looking for as we jump down. It's just a case of I don't know which the 2 teleporters it is. It is this one. Okay. We are going to go and grab one of the few pieces of actual loot in the dungeon over here. Assuming we don't get jumped. There we are. A ceramic bar. I mean, that's for Nay. She's already got 2 ceramic bars, so it's not actually useful to equip it to her. But it is a good thing to sell off. And now we've come here. We just go back the way we came. We're heading back to the entrance of the dungeon because we grabbed all the loot we need. Yeah. I'm not really sure why we're here, in all honesty. Like, having read the guide a little further than where I actually am, I know why we're here, I know what we're looking for here. But in terms of the storyline progression, like, it doesn't really justify why our party decided, right, we need to take some time out of our quests to get to the Climatrol to come to the nearby junkyard. Maybe one of the NPCs in town says it. I haven't been talking to all that many of them, in all honesty. I just find them a bit annoying more than anything, because they keep getting in your way when you're trying to walk around. They have a really nasty habit of doing that. Especially in Jura, which is actually quite compact. There's a lot of cases where you're trying to get past someone and you just can't because the road isn't big enough to fit both of you on it. Stingers are pretty annoying. They do a fair amount of damage for what they are, but they're not too bad. There we go, one more hit. Yeah, they're a bit tanky, especially for an enemy that heals itself slightly, but again, they're not too bad. It's only when they kind of get in your way of fighting someone else that they get really annoying. Right, with that, like I said, this dungeon is actually somewhat of a fake out. You only see this single bit of the floor when you first enter it, but in reality, ooh, these are the nasty ones. The slug mess are some of the nastiest enemies in the game so far. Probably the scariest normal enemies we've seen up until now. So we are actually going to get both of our big damage dealers, to go and start using their special abilities. Hugh will use Sargon, which attacks everything, and Rolf will use Zan, which attacks all members of a specific enemy species. Go for the slug mess. And then Nay and Anna, we'll get them to take out the slug mess first. I think is probably smarter. I'll be honest, having 3 slug mess and then 2 mushrooms, which is a group I have seen a few times now, is actually scarier than having a group of 5 slug mess, which is the amount they can spawn with, or they spawn with individually, because it means you have to go and target them and you've got the mushrooms taking up space and all the rest of it. So it's a bit scary dealing with them. They have a lot of HP for enemies in this game so far. They do a lot of damage as well, and they can split up as well and deal extra damage that way. So we definitely, yes, it's good that they're gone. Yes, okay, that actually wasn't too bad. We got through them pretty quickly. Rolf has enough TP that he can deal with just using a little bit of it to get rid of the mushrooms faster. As does Hugh, because Sargon, for how powerful it is, Sargon doesn't take up that much TP. So that's how you want to deal with the slug mess. But every time you get in a fight with them, you do want to check your state and heal. Basically everyone. We'll heal Rolf and Nay for now. It's lucky that Nay's got healing. I'll be honest, it's the only thing I use her for. I use her TP for. The rest of it's pretty meh. Like the anti gets her a poison. It's only in this dungeon that we've seen any poison, so I don't know why they give it to you so early. And then the sacks. Nasak has been useful a couple of times, but sack is just not worth it. It completely kills your character and then heals another one up to a certain amount. So yeah, there are times where you would want to use it, but it's not quite as common. It's just using the res, especially because it takes up so much TP and kills your character permanently. And because Nay's the highest level, technically, she's also the most expensive to revive once you get into town, you know. Just because, of course not, why would she be anything but? Right, Locusters, easy to deal with. Fangs are quite annoying. They have high agility or dexterity, whichever one it is that makes them go first. So they're basically always going to get off a hit before you can move. It's only about 10 damage, but even so, it's like, didn't really want that happening, you know. Hugh, how much health is he on now? He can take another hit. Another fight and then we'll go heal him. Right, down onto floor 3. No, this is still floor 2. My mistake. We want to head to the right at this point. Down this corridor. And along this way. It does seem, luckily, that once you actually get inside the junkyard, the enemies get a bit less dangerous. Hit tails are easy. They have so little HP that as long as you go first, they pose no threat. Pinch ants are a bit inconsistent. Sometimes they're basically harmless, and other times they're very scary. If they're just attacking you normally, then they're really nothing to worry about. It's only if they start pulling out their special attack that you really need to be scared, because that does do a lot of damage. And they were actually in the last dungeon as well, but we never saw them on camera. I just saw them while I was off screen after dying. I ran into them a couple of times. But over here is one of the few other chests with an item in it, the only other chest in fact. A cannon. That, as far as I'm aware, is best given to Rudo, so we're not going to bother equipping it. It's a powerful item for him, though. And then we're now on floor 3, I believe. Trying to figure out where on floor 3, mind you. Ah, okay, I see. Right, what we want to do here, I believe, is we want to go along this way. We want to talk to all of these guys. These are the Mota natives. want to talk to all of them. And I think we want to head over to this suit up here. I'm even more lost now. The map at this point gets a bit confusing. It's not a great map here. Oh, where are we? I think just head down here and see what comes up. It's almost like they just haven't put this bit of the map on there. Yeah, I'm very confused. We'll see. We'll just we'll have to stumble around in the dark a little bit here, because this section really a bit confusing for me. I think we got enough HP to deal with whatever comes up. Oh, okay, no, Rolf definitely needs to heal now, but you saw how much damage that pin sand did. They're quite scary. They can go for like from 0 to 0 very quickly if they start doing that a couple of times. Generally, they don't have enough health to do much, but if they do pull that out, it can get very scary very quickly. And one more heal, I think, for Rolf, and we should be good to continue. He's taken the brunt of the damage. I think we're just going to go to the right and see what comes up. Because this section just isn't on either of the maps I'm finding. It's quite confusing. Unless it's so zoomed in or something. But even so, it's just like, where is this? Alright, just continue down here, I guess. Try and find like anywhere I recognize. I suppose this is our first time really seeing that Phantasy star. Oh, I found where we are now. We went back on ourselves. We ended up in a different part of the same bit that we were already in. Great. Fantastic. Okay, we need to head back where we came from. Effectively. Once I find my place again. Yeah, okay, so if you remember, this is where we were initially. We basically went the wrong way around it. The bit we came from was that northern offshoot that we ignored the first time around because it wasn't useful. Basically gone around in a circle, effectively. So head back the way we went the first time. Locustas and Fangs, bit annoying, but easy enough to deal with. Assuming we go first, of course. Fangs generally take 2 hits, but 10 HP is quite a bit for an attack in this game, but it's not so much that it's terrifying, you know. And Rolf's leveled up. That's always good to see. Right, this way. Back on to floor 3. Oh, I see. I missed a bit on the instructions, so I went to the wrong teleporter here. In reality, what we need to do is go past the chest with the cannon on it, go up this way, and that teleporter is the one we need to go through. At which point we'll be spewed out in front of another box, which unfortunately is full of garbage, nothing to worry about. There's some more Mota natives here. Oh, I was about to get worried there, but Todas are fine. There's a new variant of this enemy called the Squat in this dungeon, and they're very scary. Or quite scary. They do a lot of damage and can poison people. But the Todas, not so much. They're just a bit annoying because they always end up going first. Right, Mota natives. I love the smell of garbage. Well, I'd like to think you do if you're living here, but whatever. Right, at this point there is another teleporter at the end of the floor, by here, and this is the one we needed to go to the entire time. And we're just gonna, from this point, head south effectively. Gonna walk past all of these corridors. Walk past all of these garbage dumps. Begs the question of whether, like, do people know the Mota natives are living here? Like, we've only really seen, what, one of them in a town so far? Oh, these guys are scary looking. We're gonna order Hugh to use the... I think we're just going to get him to do another Sargon. It's definitely his most powerful ability thus far. And everyone else is kind of a physical attacker. So hopefully these guys don't like wipe us. Oh, okay, they're not too bad at all actually. I was kind of worried that they'd be doing like a ton of damage or be really tanky or whatever. But no, they're fine. First time I had seen them. So, but anyway, we head down here. There should be some more Mota natives. Yep. Hey look, I made this jet scooter. It's something, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know whether it was on camera that I talked to one, but there was a old man up in the town of Zima who's going on about his jet scooter. That's the reason we're here. Like, maybe if we had talked to more of the people, we would know about this bit, but from the guide, I know that the reason we're here is for that jet scooter. We'll talk to this last native here. I think I'm going to try to ride this over the ocean. If you like, you can come and watch. I'm assuming referring to the other guy's jet scooter. And just one final chest full of garbage before we can use our ability. Rolf Hinas. We can leave. And apparently at this point, jet scooter. I wonder where those motor people went. Aha, there's a note attached. We love going through garbage itself, so we don't need this. Anyone can have it. Hey, how lucky I am. How lucky that all of the native people of this planet just so happen to love digging through trash. Wonderful. And this is our vehicle for the game. All of these older JRPGs had to have a vehicle of some sort. And in this game, that happens to be the jet scooter. I haven't seen these in sectors before. I kind of jumped in here without worrying too much, and now I'm terrified I'm about to be wiped out as soon as we get into it. Oh dear. These guys seem pretty scary. The bees, fine. Like, we'll one-shot him once we get to them, but these insectors seem to have very high agility. Ooh. Be embarrassing if that's how he went out. But yeah, here is our jet scooter. See a couple of new enemies here. Pug Brat. Oh, okay. Hopefully we can wipe this guy out in a single turn, or else... Oh dear. Right. You get the idea of the jet scooter, but all of these enemies out on the water are very scary, so I think I'm just going to go and do this, and I think we're just going to go and see whether it can go on the checkerboard patterns, and I think we're just going to go and teleport to the back to Zima. 15%, yes, it can go on the checkerboard. Now this basically opens up the entirety of the rest of the map at this point. We can go anywhere at this stage. The only question is whether we can get past the dams. That'll be something. We'll check whether we can get past the dams. If we can, we'll take it all the way up to Zima. If not, we'll just teleport back. It can, but it sticks us in the dungeon. Very scary dungeon, which I don't want to get involved in. So we're gonna teleport out, and we're gonna just Ryuka. But there we are. That's the entire reason we came on this journey. We entered this dungeon in the first place, is to grab this jet scooter. It's going to help us a lot in the future. It's going to help us get to some of the new dungeons, all the rest of it. We'll be taking it to a couple of places, but that'll be in the next episode. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you tune in next time. Thank you all for watching, but for now, adios and ciao.